If you've been using Adobe Firefly Boards and you feel like you're only scratching the surface, you're not alone. But I'm here to help. This is a fresh tutorial for 2026 and it replaces my old deep dive that a lot of you found through search. I'm not going to go over every single button. Instead, I'm going to show you the features I reach for to actually speed up my workflow. And to keep it all real, we're building 3 fictional brands as we go, so every feature gets demoed on something you can actually picture using. Chapters are in the description, so jump around, but if you're new, just follow along top to bottom. So what is Firefly Boards? It's the one place where you can generate, edit, and organize all your creative ideas on an infinite canvas. And you've got all the latest AI models to choose from to generate images and video. Our first brand, Sugar Plum, is a dessert shop, and it's a brand being born, so we're in mood board mode, and we need some inspiration. In Firefly Boards, you can search Adobe Stock without ever leaving the canvas. Type in what you're after and pull in real photography straight onto your board. But here's the part people miss. You can also search stock with a reference image from your board. So I'll grab one of the Sugar Plum images and use it as a visual reference, and now Stock finds results that actually match that look and feel instead of just matching a keyword. That is how you build a mood board that feels cohesive instead of random. Before we generate anything, let's talk presets. Let's say we have some photography from Sugar Plum and we want to create more stylized images. Presets are a quick starting point that give your images a defined style. They kind of add the prompt for you, and they're perfect when you're still figuring out a direction, which is exactly where Sugar Plum is right now. My advice is while you're exploring a brand look, try a preset, then select View Prompt, then switch the model and generate the same idea again. You'll instantly see which combination speaks the language of your brand. Let's go over AI models. The model determines how your prompt will be interpreted. Each model behaves a little differently, so it helps to know which is best for what you're creating. There's models for accuracy and resolution like Nano Banana 2. There's more prompt creativity with Nano Banana Pro. If you're editing portraits or images with people, Flux 2 Pro adheres to your subject between edits. And for prompts with clear subject and scene, Firefly 4, which also happens to come with your subscription, is handy because it also gives you 4 versions. Now we move on to our next brand, Tangerine. It's a lifestyle brand, and it's mid-campaign, so it's important to get our prompting right. A good prompt has subject, style, action, lighting, camera angle. Instead of just saying orange sneaker, I'll say woman wearing bright tangerine sneakers walking on wet city pavement at golden hour, low angle. I'll choose Nano Banana 2 because I want a style-heavy result. Now, see how much more direction that gives the model? Be specific about subject, style, action, and angle, and you'll spend a lot less time regenerating. If you want recipes and cheat sheets for prompting, check out my new AI Workflows Handbook, which is designed to give you more control over your AI results at mbd.studio. If you're not happy about your result, you can either modify your prompt, choose a different model, or with some models, you just hit generate again and you get a different result. With Firefly Boards, you have room to experiment and you can generate more than one at a time. Another thing you can add to enhance your prompts is effects. Effects are one of my favorite hidden tools. They're especially helpful if you're exploring a look. An effect is basically a preset prompt style that you add on top of your prompt, like layering a look over your idea. The clever part is that you don't actually see that prompt text unless you roll over the effect you added. That's what makes them great for fast exploration of lighting, colors, and entire scenes. Here's where it gets fun. Tangerine needs motion for its campaign, and we can turn an image into video right inside Boards. Video prompts work a little differently from image prompts. You really have to think like a director. Instead of describing only what something looks like, you also need to describe how it moves, where the camera is positioned if it moves, and the overall mood of the shot. Most models require a first and last frame. These frames help control how the animation begins and ends, almost like planning the opening and closing shots of a storyboard. I'll take my styled image, add a close-up first frame, and add a prompt to zoom out. In a couple of minutes, I've got a short clip built from a still I already loved. This speeds up your workflow and gets you the assets you need fast, and it keeps everything living on the same board. Now we switch to Yonder, our outdoor boot brand. They have lots of product photography, but not a lot of lifestyle images showcasing their products. We can fix that by editing some images. With Firefly Boards, there's more than one way to edit an image. In the Edit menu, you can use Generative Expand, Remove, and more of the usual Firefly tools you might be familiar with. It's nice that you don't have to go anywhere else. You can just edit your image right here on the board. A new way to do targeted editing is using the Firefly image editor that opens right from Firefly Boards. There's the usual Firefly tools available, but my favorite is Markup. You can target something on your image and change its color. We'll change the boots to blue, and you can choose from a color palette, or you can use the custom color picker. Continue editing what you want, and when you're done, your image is changed. Or you can start a new prompt to edit an image using natural language. For Yonder, we need photography with the actual boots in the shot, but we don't have time for a photo shoot. Using Firefly Boards and some image editing prompts, we can combine outdoor images and product shots to make branded photography. Our first edit prompt is another way you can change color. I just add change these boots to green. But they're not quite the right shade of green. Then what if you have a specific color in mind? Well, you can use another image, a reference image, as an example of the color you want. Change these boots to match the color of the reference image. For the reference image, I just have a swatch of green. And now the green boots match my swatch. We can then reference these green boots whenever we edit other images, like these two images with sneakers. I just prompt to swap the sneakers with the boots in the reference image. This is the perfect way to get the product shots that you need. Another new editing feature is replacing text on an image. This works best if you are replacing text in similar length. This is a good trick to have up your sleeve in a pinch when you can't find a layered file. If you've got a prompt you love, use Load Prompt to bring it back. It's perfect for maintaining consistency across multiple variations. Here's a tip though. If you have a prompt you want to use again, make sure you just add it to the board using the text tool. I've found that after a while my prompts don't load anymore. With an infinite canvas, you have to stop once in a while and get organized. You can drop and edit text right on the canvas, perfect for adding notes or calling out asset areas. Then there are annotations, basically drawing notes. This will be super helpful if you use boards for design reviews or collecting client feedback. You can draw right here, right where the change needs to happen. No more separate email threads describing which image to change. With boards, you can easily grab related assets onto an artboard, which you can color. Name them clearly, and keep your selections larger than your variations. Because everything lives on this shared infinite canvas, your team can be here at the same time, seeing the same work, reacting to those annotations in real time. Think of the board as a single source of truth for the whole project. When it's organized, handing off work to a teammate takes seconds instead of a scavenger hunt. And now the part that turns boards from a nice tool into a hub. From here, I can push my Yonder work straight into Photoshop, and this is the one that surprises people. It creates auto-updating PSDs. So when I change the file in Photoshop and save it, I go back to Firefly and my work stays connected instead of becoming a dead export. You can also send assets into Illustrator for vector work and into Express to finish and share. And now the work flows both directions between them. Board sits in the middle of all of it. That's the workflow. Set up your canvas, gather inspiration, prompt with intent, generate images and video, refine with effects and edits, collaborate cleanly, and ship through the integrations. I hope this covered everything you were looking for in Firefly Boards. If this saved you time, subscribe because I'm making more of these. If you have any questions, just add them to the comments. And go grab that handbook at mbd.studio to level up your prompting. I'll see you in the next one.